Hi, first graders. It's been a few weeks since we've planted our alfalfa and ryegrass, and I want to show you what has been happening. Look at how much your grass and alfalfa has been growing. Everybody's cups are overflowing with green grass. Now, it's been a great addition to Mrs. Patterson's sunroom, but I'm going to show you a little bit more today on what we're going to be talking about next with our grass and alfalfa. So let me get this set up here for you. Look at all that grass. There's a lot. Okay. All right, good morning, boys and girls. So happy that we're meeting, even if it is like this today from Miss Patterson's house. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more as we're going to keep moving on because our grass is going to keep growing whether we're at school or not. So when we met a few weeks ago, we planted in our soil some ryegrass and some alfalfa seeds. And we started to see that they were growing, and they've really grown. Some friends put a lot of seeds in there, and look at how much their grass has grown. It's getting so tall that it's starting just to fall over. So we're going to do a little bit of mowing our grass today. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk about what's the difference between our alfalfa and our grass. So if we look really closely, we'll look at this example here that Hayden grew. You can see the alfalfa has these little leaves on it, and the grass has these blades of grass. Both are leaves, and both have different functions. Functions is one of our words that we're going to talk about today. So the alfalfa plants have stems with leaves on top, as we could see in that example. And this one's got a little bit more alfalfa. You can really see that in there. And the grass leaves, they grow directly from the soil, and that's what's taking in the nutrients. These are the leaves of the grass, those blades of grass, okay? So where do leaves grow, and are they all the same? That's kind of the question that we're talking about today. So we just mentioned that a little bit, that the leaves are different on the alfalfa and the grass, and they didn't grow all the same. Okay, so the alfalfa grew up from the soil, and it has a stem on it, and it has leaves that are off of the stem. The blade of grass just grows directly from the soil. So the next thing I want to tell you a little bit about, we're going to talk about this word. It says structures. The structures of a plant. Okay, and our grass here has some different structures. Okay, similar throughout many plants though. We have the roots, that's one of the structures. We have the stems, and the leaves are all structures of our grass. Okay, so the roots, the stems, and the leaves are structures. The other thing we're going to talk about are what are those functions of those structures. So the functions are what those structures do. So for example, the roots of our grass, they take up the water and it feeds the plant. The leaves, which we talked about are a little bit different for each of our things, for our alfalfa and our ryegrass. The leaves are what makes the food for our plant. So they're taking in the sunlight, and they're making food so that our plants can keep growing and growing. Okay, so we're going to figure out what happens when we mow our grass. Okay, so we're going to take our cups of grass, and I'm just going to do one with you today, and then I'll finish mowing them here in a minute. But we're going to take them, and we're going to mow the grass. So I'm just going to carefully kind of take it together, kind of like giving it a haircut. And I'm going to carefully mow our grass. This would be like in the summertime when your grass is getting long. Mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, somebody might go out and they mow that grass so that it looks nice and clean. So there we mowed Aiden, we mowed your grass. I want to show you another one. Over here is a really great example. And I want you to look, hopefully through the cup you can see, maybe I can pull one out for you to see. The roots of the grass are really growing deep in our cup. So this is another one that Lincoln did. Did a great job planting yours, Lincoln. I'm gonna mow your grass as well. So again, I'm just gonna take it up and I'm just gonna pretend like I'm the lawnmower. And I'm gonna mow that grass off. Now, we're gonna be watching over the next few days and I'll check back in with you. We're gonna see what happens after we mow our grass. So as you're finishing this video today, I want you to talk about what do you think is going to happen when I get done mowing all of this grass. Is it going to keep growing? Is it not going to grow? What is your prediction that you think is going to happen next? All right, thanks for joining me.